C-REITs at this juncture is probably even more important with Evergrande issues. Obviously, I think everybody knows a lot about Evergrande, but I think I'll probably talk more from the infrastructure perspective, because obviously the property market is facing downside risks as well as the economy. Like we are forecasting Q4, China's economy grows to be only 2.7%, and with that, infrastructure FAI is becoming more important. Historically, infrastructure FAI has been a very important tool to stabilize the economy. And right now, especially in recent years, infrastructure FAI growth has been decelerating because the government cares more about the leverage issues. And with the economy facing downside risk again, I think the focus will be back more on the infrastructure FAI. And in the near term, obviously, we're probably going to still see some fiscal policy support, as well as maybe, again, like special local government bonds. There's also LGFV financing. But REITs is important in the sense of it did actually provide a very good funding source for infrastructure FAI without the need to leverage up. So I think REITs development is going to be a long-term thing, and it's good for the government to help financing for the projects, infrastructure FAI, and asset owners can monetize their underlying assets and deleverage, and then investors, they receive good dividend yields. So that is why we are very positive on the C-REITs development, especially to fund the infrastructure FAI.
Okay, so it sounds like when we're talking about C-REITs, we have to be very careful to silo the property market, particularly, I guess, the residential property market from infrastructure. So it seems as if there's plenty of supply. There are lots of assets out there. What about demand, though, from investors?
Yeah. To start with, let me clarify. Indeed, whenever we talk about C-REITs, it's China's infrastructure REITs. So underlying assets are infrastructures. And China has a lot of infrastructure assets. Over the past 2 decades, China has been the most aggressive infrastructure builder globally. And in terms of demand, obviously, I think there will be more from the domestic investors. And for these infrastructure assets, we are looking for them to generate an unlevered return of some 4 to 8%. And if you look at the first 9 REITs that were issued in June, I think the performance was pretty good. On average, it's like about 10% in China. And I think that makes these assets attractive to probably long-term investors like insurance companies, as well as banks for local domestic investors. But I think more importantly, I think this is going to be not only a China asset, it's going to be an important asset class for global investors. So right now, it's only QFIs that can invest, but we do believe that this will open more channels to facilitate international investors to invest.